Hello and welcome to this video tutorial by Computergaga.com. And in this video and the next few videos in this series, we are going to look at an introduction to Power BI Desktop. So this video is what is Power BI Desktop? So it is aimed at those of you who may be new to the tool, or maybe you're not familiar with it yet and you're hearing the words for the first time. So we are going to see what is it, how do I get it, and then more importantly over the coming videos, how do I use it? So first of all, what is Power BI? Well, it is a complete BI tool which allows anyone to easily create powerful and interactive reports, with the emphasis being on that presentation of the data. The visualizations you get with Power BI Desktop really are another level. It does include the Power Query that you might be familiar with from Excel to import data from multiple sources and be able to transform and clean it up ready for analysis. It also has the data model where we can relate different tables. You don't need to use that in order to use Power BI Desktop, but a great strength is getting data from many sources, huge data sets, and to be able to model it. You can then create those visualizations from it. And these visualizations are very interactive. So if you're using charts and matrices and slicers, and then be able to click on or interact with one visual and see how it filters and transforms how the data is presented in other visualizations on that report. It comes in 3 versions: the free, the pro, and the premium. So yes, it is free. Power BI Desktop you can download for free, and I'll be showing you how to do that shortly, and then you can use that to follow along with this series of videos. I will also provide a link in the description of this video to first of all download and access Power BI Desktop, but also to download the files that I'll be using in this series so you really can follow along. How does Power BI Desktop differ to Excel? Well, the good news is that it does include Power Query and the data model, and you may be familiar with those tools from Excel. And if you're familiar with those tools, Power Query, Power Pivot, and the internal model, then they are almost identical in Power BI Desktop. So you can just transition your existing skills across. However, Power BI Desktop does contain more DAX formulas and faster calculations than what you can get with Excel and Power Pivot. It also has more visualizations, and those visualizations are gloriously interactive. As I've mentioned already, that is one of the great strengths, and you'll see that in one of the coming videos, how we'll be able to interact and also choose how we interact with those visuals and how they affect other visuals which we have on our dashboard or our report. What can you expect? Well, I've got a project that we're going to walk through here to create 2 different dashboards on a report. And the files, which you'll be able to access from a link in the description of this video, work on the idea that we work for some kind of subscription-based company. You can imagine with where a Netflix or a YouTube or someone that works on a subscription model. So we've got data of all the subscribers that have joined within a year, and whether they're new, whether they're returning, whether they're free, whether they're premium. And we're going to work on this to create some dashboards and analyze that data. So this video at the moment is all about what Power BI Desktop is, and I'm going to show you how to get to it soon and have a little glimpse of it. But then we'll look at importing data from different sources. And we'll look at transforming and loading that into the model. We'll then look at building up our model, creating relationships between our existing tables, and then look at creating a date table so that we can do some time intelligence work. We need to look at writing DAX formulas. This is where it really steps up another level to create some measures. And these measures will be used in our visualizations later on, which leads us on to that, creating two dashboards in our report, looking at how these visualizations can be created, formatted, and then interacted with, and finally publishing that report. How can we share our Power BI reports? So how do you get Power BI Desktop? On this site, at this URL, which I will have a link in the description of this video to, you can get access to Power BI Desktop. You see there's a button right here to start for free, and you can download it and start using it now. If I click on the pricing link at the top, I spoke about how there was a pro and a premium version as well. And here they are. This is showing it in US dollars. So at $10 a month, you get the pro version. And the key difference with the pro version at the time of doing this video is the collaboration and the way you can share your dashboards. With the premium version, you can see the cost, and that cost is because it is on site. It is on premises computing and storage, and the way that you can share your dashboards. The other way of getting access to Power BI Desktop will be through the Windows Store. So on the machine I'm using at the moment, I can just click on my Start button and access the Microsoft Store through here. You may access it a different way on your device if you can use this way. And I can search for the app. So I have this search in my top right corner on this window, and I can just search for Power BI. And here we go. If I give it a click here, here it is. I have a button for me to launch it on the right hand side because I already have it. But for you, that button will say download or something similar to get access to it. It tells me how this product is already installed for me. But here it is, information about Power BI Desktop. And as I scroll down, you have a fantastic little description to it here. Some of which I've been talking about already in this video. But you can see all the benefits of using this Power BI Desktop mentioned by them here. With mentions of that on-premises report that we just spoke about, you get with a premium version. You won't get it with the free version. Once that is downloaded, we can start to look at how it works. So when you open Power BI Desktop for the first time, you will get this welcome screen. And you can see at the bottom there is a tick to show this screen at startup, and you can stop that. But this start screen will give you access to getting data from sources to be able to use one of your previous reports. And there's also really useful links here to find out further information, both about how to use Power BI Desktop, but also to see what might be new and get some assistance with using it. This product is updated on a monthly basis. And if you download it through the Microsoft Store, it will be automatically updated each month for you. And you can find out what is happening through the startup screen and through that link. If I close down this start screen for the moment, this is your typical start to Power BI Desktop. And the first thing I want to do is save this report. And I can do that in the usual way. File, save as, and I'm just going to save this to my documents folder. I'm happy with this. Now look at the bottom here. Save as type, Power BI file, a .pbix extension. So Power BI reports have a PBIX extension. Now I'm going to give it a name. Let me call it subscribers let me call it a annual subscribers report. And I'm just going to save that into my documents folder. And there it is, that's saved. And you can see with this PBI desktop that we have the ribbon at the top. So no different really to Excel. You know, some of the buttons may be different, but just like good old Excel. We have some different views on the left hand side. The report view, we have the data view, and we have the model view, or what some people call the diagram view. So at the moment on the report view, this is where we will see our stunning visuals and our dashboards. Nothing to see at the moment. At the bottom you will see I have one page, just like you get sheets in Excel. And the plan is to create 2 pages for our report. If I click on the data view, there's nothing to see here because there's no data added. And if I click on model view, there's nothing really to see here yet, apart from the little description there. So I'll pop back. On the far right hand side, we have the area where we will be creating our visualizations. See, there's a fantastic choice of different visuals, and as I hover over, they tell me what they are. Underneath that, we have these different areas where we can drop information from our tables, just like you do with pivot tables. So any skills you've got there, you can utilize here. Very user friendly. We also have these 2 buttons at the top, fields and format, and we'll be seeing these in the video we do on our visualizations about how we can both create them but then make some formatting changes to them. So this is a quick little introduction to what the screen looks like. We'll be seeing it in greater detail. We'll be getting our hands dirty over the coming videos. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one where we begin to import our data, transforming it and getting ourselves ready for our reports.